Gayle Fulbright has been a dear friend of mine for I think about 11 years. When I first inherited the schools, she gave me the passion and the courage to go on and build advanced programs. She was the first salon owner that said, let's do this thing called extern salons, and let me be your first one, and let me help tell the world that Bellus is a great academy. So she's been instrumental for many, many years on helping the school understand the finest curriculum. She has hired, I don't know how many Bellus graduates, a ton. Currently, she has a very elite role in the industry. She sits on the board of directors for the Professional Beauty Association. That is a national organization that works on everything from lobby issues and legislation to the fun parts of where is the industry really growing and going. She presented most recently when Manny and I saw her at a huge event in Los Angeles that Modern Salon Magazine put on. She was one of the keynote presenters. Her speech was so inspirational. She was talking about how do you build your brand? How do you tackle Yelp and make it fun and make your customers love you? How do you keep your reputation high? And I was so inspired listening to her that I said, you must come share your passion for how you've been so successful in this industry. And I've watched her move from one salon to a bigger salon to a bigger salon and still be this vibrant, beautiful, passionate stylist and salon owner. So it's with my great pleasure that we have Gayle and her team here today to share with you her secrets, her tips. So I hope you all take this very seriously, because today you will learn something that will change your life as it relates to your brand. So without further ado, my best friend Gayle.
There's a line of expectation when you walk into, let's something you can relate to a restaurant, right? You've read the reviews, you have this is what it's like, and you have an opportunity as a stylist to either raise above that line of expectation or go below it, right? And we always strive to take that and go to the next level. And I love you guys. I don't know you all by name, but I love students, and Linnell was completely real. I know for a fact my last 5 hires, and there are 40 of us that work at Headlines, have been from this school. And Miguel, as humble as he was standing up, and he loves public speaking. Loves it. I'm getting out of the car, he goes, I'm not talking to him. I go, probably. You guys are the best of the best in the nation. And you may have heard that, and I will put you up against anyone else when it comes to what you're doing. Angie going to New York, just what Linnell has done and given back to this industry and still continues to do. I'm so excited about going to your event in 2 weeks in Chicago, Beauty Changes Lives, which is a passion for me too. And on the way over, if you don't mind, I'm going to share. On the way over, I asked Miguel, I go, so, how many years ago were you here at Bellus? And he was sharing, and he was actually a recipient of one of the Beauty Changes Lives scholarships. And it was, as he said, quote unquote, the best thing he ever did.
You today on your reputation, because it starts right here. Whatever you're doing and posting and being, and your brand is being created. You guys are not the average, even in that industry, as stylists, because you've already embraced this. How many of you have a business Instagram already? How many of you have an Instagram, just personal or whatever? How many of you have a Facebook page that you use for business? Okay, good. And then also, like Linnell was saying, my new thing is to be able to share with lots of business owners, not necessarily just salon owners, the power of your reputation with Yelp and Google. Does anyone think that's kind of important?
Yeah.
It is the word of mouth now, because I don't know about you, I got in this industry because I love human beings. Who loves people? If you don't raise your hand, you might not consider this as your career. Because that's all you do. You touch them, you listen to them, you hold them when they cry, you get to laugh with them. I have learned so many things from my clients that I
kind of quit doing hair. I love what I do, and I love that I get to, you know, I'm going to leave here today and I have 2 people that are like, I'll come in anytime you want, you know. So you want to build that connection and that relationship because no one else gets to like we do. It's such a privilege that we get to build a relationship and connect with people and change their lives. And I don't just mean physically. Can I get a nod with that too? Have you already done that? Raise your hand if someone's cried in your chair. And not because they didn't like what you did. I mean, they cried because they were emotional, right? And it's just a gift. So, on to what we're doing today is knowing who you are, knowing who your brand is, and taking that to the next level. And that's
so, we already raised our hands on who had an Instagram. Can I have another raise of the hand who has an Instagram? Business or personal? Okay, so the majority of you. So I'm not actually going to teach you how to necessarily use Instagram. I think for the most part, most of you already know how to. Okay, so why is social media important? I think that's pretty obvious. That's where the clients are. That's where everybody is. It's a free tool. It's available to you at your fingertips. It's got massive branding potential for you. I mean, it's got huge marketing potential that you just can't get anywhere else, and it's just crazy that it's free. And the best thing about Instagram is most of you already know how to use it, and it was created to be recreational. So it's not only really, really useful for you, but it's also pretty fun. And the majority of people that do use it for fun purposes primarily. So it's really awesome. I focused here on Instagram today. I don't want to dismiss Facebook or Twitter or any of those other social media platforms, but Instagram does have an edge above those other platforms. First, I want to talk about setting an intention with your Instagram. So you can post willy-nilly if you want and just post what you're feeling and on a whim, but it's not really going to get you as far as you would go if you set an intention for your Instagram. So in order to set an intention, there's 2 main questions that I want you to ask yourself. And the first one is, what is your goal with Instagram? And when I say goal, I mean, is it to get new clients? Is it to, maybe you're an educator and you want to find new stylists? Maybe you want to attract influencers. There's a couple different goals that you can have with your Instagram. I think for most of you, probably it's going to be finding new clients, at least in the beginning. So then that leads us to our second question, who are you talking to? And if I'm correct in saying that most of your goals or most of you guys want to attract new clients, then I like to rephrase that second question into who is your dream client? And this is going to be really huge in figuring out. If you try to appeal to everybody, you're not going to appeal to anybody. So it's okay to be specific. It's okay to be selective. That's not a bad thing. There's some basics I want to touch on. So I love this analogy. I think it's an analogy.
example.
Sure, example. Treat your Instagram profile like your business card. Back in the day, like Gayle was saying, word of mouth, you handed out your business card to people. We don't do that anymore. Not really. I mean, I guess we can, but it's not as effective. You have a virtual business card now. It's your Instagram. You have about 3 seconds to know who you are and what you do, or what you specialize in as a stylist. You should have your location, and you should have your contact information. Make sure that it's fast and easy to find.
Mackenzie's saying is, have as much on there so you make it as simple as that. Same thing goes back, if I can for a second, with Yelp. Our Yelp, just because you can Yelp headlines, it takes you to the website. The website takes you to the stylist, and you can just find out everything about that before you even walk in the building. So
iPhones are incredible, especially nowadays with the X and the X10 or whatever the heck it is, but they're getting really good. They have amazing cameras right at our fingertips, so there's no excuse for taking cruddy photos anymore. So a couple little tips about iPhone photography done right. Portrait mode is going to be your best friend, almost always, almost every single time. I don't know if you guys know that in portrait mode there's different lighting settings. There's natural light and studio light, and studio light is going to be, I mean, personally, I feel like it's the best. Play around with it though, if you can figure out what you like best for your own brand, but studio light's gonna give you a really nice effect. Slow-mo videos are absolutely everything. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Instagram videos of like where they're like flipping their hair and it's all in slow-mo and it just looks like it's like butter or like silk or something. It looks so good. Definitely utilize that. And then here's just some apps that will help you out. So I'm sure we've all heard of FaceTime. If you haven't, you guys are missing out. Facetune is amazing. Visco, VSCO, however you say it, it's got a lot of filters in it. You can do little presets, which is really great for keeping a consistent look on your Instagram. You can actually make a preset and keep it in there forever. So you can do the same kind of editing on every photo. Color Story, Photoshop Fix, Hyperlapse and Boomerang. Canva is a graphics website, so I'm sure you guys have also seen on Instagram like cute little quotes or little hair tips or something. Canva is actually really easy to use, like really easy to use, and you can make cool little graphics, and they've got little pre-made designs and everything, so definitely utilize that. And then Hootsuite is an app where you can actually plan out your posts, which is really useful, especially when you start to get a lot of photos. So if you want to stockpile some pictures, you can just schedule them all out. You don't have to worry about posting them or posting them at the right time or forgetting. It just does it all for you. And here's just a quick little example, kind of the difference. So we just used Visco, I don't know, Color Story, and then Facetune, and it really just took it to the next level. It just looks so much better, and it's free. It's so easy to use. You guys can just, it's incredible what we can do nowadays. Technology, man. Okay, so here's how to take some really amazing hair photos. There are 5 things that are going to make out an amazing hair photo. And I'm going to go through each of them individually. So good composition, good lighting, a non-distracting background, high quality image, and great hair, obviously. Okay, so good composition is the first thing. In this photo, I don't know if you can kind of see like my shoulders kind of cut out, but the other one isn't, and my closet door is like kind of in the back there. It's like not really centered. It's just not really appealing to the eye, whereas the one on the right, I am centered, although I hate this doorknob. Don't look at that. But other than that, you can get rid of that with Facetune. It's centered, both my elbows are kind of cut out equally, it just looks more appealing. So it's going to be good composition, making sure that things are centered in the right places. Good lighting. This one really gets me. Like, I can't believe it. My hair looks like absolute crap on that side. Obviously, fluorescent lighting coming up from the top is going to be horrible for your hair photos. Looks like I have a ton of flyaways, you can't see the color, it's bad all around. This one, I actually only had a ring light. It was nighttime, so there wasn't any daylight, but it's just so much more flattering for the hair and the hair color. You can't see any of those little flyaways, or I don't know, it just looks, you can see the color of the hair, the background, my shirt's kind of blending in with the background, so the hair is really going to be the focus of the picture in this one. It's not even like a conscious thing always, but a high quality image, I guarantee you, will be more appealing to people. And then I don't have a side for gray hair, so sorry. But I just wanted to throw in some quick little easy photo ideas. These took me like literally 10 minutes each. They're so easy. I'm not a hairstylist. So like I said, if I can do these, you can absolutely do something way better. Especially the one in the middle, it takes 2 seconds, and maybe, you know, maybe you don't want to show your client's face for whatever reason or whatever, but she has great hair. So really simple and easy to do, shows off the color, super quick. Tips. Do dress your guests in contrasting colors. So as you can see, my shirt was white in those pictures. If I had worn a blue shirt, it would not have looked as nice. You can even do something like keep a jean jacket in your car, keep a leather jacket in your car, keep something, you know, if you absolutely have to, put a cape on them and try to make it look okay that the hair color is like popping off the back. I mean, I don't recommend capes for pictures, but if it contrasts the hair, then go ahead and do it. Illuminate from the sides and not from above, as you saw in that other picture. Add personality and variety. Add your touch into it. Like I said, keeping a leather jacket or a jean jacket in your car or a hat or something. I mean, you can get creative with it. Don't take photos in your chair with the cape, and I mean like the back picture where you can like see the mirror and you can like see yourself in the mirror taking the picture. It's never good. Don't take mugshot photos. I'm sure you guys have all seen the Instagram where it's just literally hair, like back of the head. Nothing else on that page. It's boring to look at, and I will also mention along with this that the people that like to look at nothing but hair photos are hairstylists, and you're not trying to get hairstylists to follow you because you guys trade stuff, so you're not going to make any money from other hairstylists. You're going to make money from other people. A lot of people ask me what they should caption their photos because at the end of the day it's just hair, so like really what can you say about it at a certain point. But I always like to put in something cutesy or like relevant to either the season or a holiday or something. So one time it was like winter, and I think we posted a picture of like a really icy blonde, and I made a joke like the only ice California gets, you know, like haha. Something like relevant or funny, or you know, if it's a holiday, you can talk about the holiday. You can describe what's happening in the photo or what you did to the hair. So if it's a balayage, write about how it's a balayage. If it took you 15 hours, write that it took you 15 hours. Just something to kind of describe what's going on. You can also describe what products you use, and this is a great selling point. People hate to be sold on Instagram or any really social media platform. You're going to sell way more products by showing a picture or a video of gorgeous hair and mentioning the products that you use rather than posting a picture of that product and saying that it's $15 or something. But do you guys all know what a hashtag is? Most of you? Okay, yeah. So they're really going to help people find your photos. So they're really, really important to use. But some of them you can like put actually in the caption and kind of add them to a part of your caption, like make them part of the story that you're trying to tell. Okay, so how to keep your page layout cohesive. So like I said earlier, think of your page layout like the design of your business card. So you wouldn't want your business card to look like crap, basically. You want your business card to look nice. So you want your Instagram page to look nice. Use similar backgrounds, like Gayle was saying. On the other side of our wall, we have this kind of like gray marble. It looks like a stone, sort of. And you can tell on our Instagram that we use it periodically. It fits with our brand, it fits with our colors, it fits with our overall feel. So we either use that or white, and they both kind of work with our feel of our Instagram page. So it definitely helps us to stay cohesive. Use consistent lighting and editing styles. If you shoot 90% of your pictures during the daytime with natural light and then one random picture with fluorescent light, people will notice and it'll stand out and look weird. So to the best of your ability, try to use consistent lighting and editing styles. And like I said with that app VSCO or VSCO, you can actually save a preset in there. So you don't have to worry about remembering what you did to that photo every single time. You can just click it and it'll be the same editing style every time. Curate your photos so they look good together. There are apps that you can use for this. One of them is Plan, I believe, and then there's another one, Layout, I think it's called.
PLANN.
Yeah, PLANN is Plan. I think the other one's called, oh, Preview. It's called Preview. So you can actually upload your photos into this app and you can move them around and play with them, and you can check out like which pictures look good together. So obviously you wouldn't want like 6 photos of, you know, the same type of blonde or balayage or highlights and then one random brunette in the middle. Like switch it up a little bit. Apps like that can kind of help you see which ones will look good together and what order you should post them in so that it doesn't look crowded. Keep a consistent tone or color palette to your photos. So again, that also kind of goes with the background. If you decide that pink would be a good color for your brand, throw a pop of pink in there, put a pink ribbon in her hair, put a pink hat on her, put a pink shirt on her, something to kind of keep a consistent tone to your photos. It'll make your Instagram page look much more cohesive. And then, like I said, plan out your posts. There's nothing worse than seeing 6 product photos together and then 6 hair photos together and then a random picture here. And like, if you switch it up, it'll really, really take your Instagram to the next level, and it's not hard to do. You want to encourage comments, you want to encourage DMs, and obviously you want to encourage likes. It's really, really important for your engagement. The Instagram algorithm, essentially, more interaction gives you more exposure. So I don't know if you guys have ever like posted something and you like got maybe like 15 likes or something, and then it kind of slowed down, and then all of a sudden it got like 15 more likes just randomly out of nowhere. It probably got posted on like the Explore page or came up for some people's Instagram because all of a sudden you had 15 likes and then they posted you and you got more likes. So essentially what I'm saying is the more interaction that you get on your post, the more exposure. So that goes back to also encouraging people to comment and encouraging hashtags. Yeah, it basically is like a never-ending cycle. So if you can get more interaction, you will get more exposure, which in turn gets you more interaction. Influencers are your friends. If you know influencers, reach out to them. Even if they're small-time influencers, sometimes those are the best because you can make a connection with someone while they're small, and then once they get bigger, they'll be your loyal client forever because you believed in them or, you know, interacted with them when they were smaller. And then connect with other stylists to build community. Like I said earlier, you don't want your main follower to be stylists because you're not going to make any money from other stylists, but there is a sense of community on Instagram, and you know, you never want to be someone that tears other stylists down or other salons down, so building a community is definitely important. That's what Instagram is really about. And then Instagram stories, just going to touch on really briefly. So people sometimes don't really know what to put on their stories as opposed to what to put on a post. So stories are great for behind the scenes things. If you're setting up for a peel or something, even a little boomerang of what you're using for your peel or your facial or something, those are cute. Quotes are great, inspiration, some testimonials, reviews from people. Like we said, reviews are huge. Before and afters are awesome if they're just quick little like videos or something. Before and afters are also great for actual posts as well. And then your highlights and your highlight covers. That can almost be a whole other class in general. But
does everyone know what those are?
Yeah.
The little circles.
Okay.
I call them the little circles.
Highlight covers are not difficult to make. Like that app I told you about earlier, Canva, is really useful, and they take your Instagram page up 10 levels. It really helps your Instagram to look very cohesive. So I definitely encourage doing the highlight covers if you can. And then hashtags, like I said, we were going to just touch on those briefly as well. So what's trending in the stylist community? Yeah, stylist, supporting stylist, foliage, that sort of thing. Use hashtags as search words for potential clients. So think about, remember, like we all speak hair, but think about most people, they don't speak hair. So think about what they might be searching for. So something that might be very technical to you might be blonde to your stylist, or balayage to your client, I mean. Local city hashtags and geotags, and then product and brand hashtags. If a product or a brand reposts you, that's huge exposure. So tag what you're using, and it'll definitely get you.
And, like, don't tag L'Oreal and Orbe, because they have told us that they won't even take the picture because they want it to be solely. So if you're if you want to focus on the color at the time, the pulp ride or whatever, tag that, but don't go ahead and tag a bunch of other stuff at the same time, according to the manufacturers.
So geotags are locations.
We had a Yelp recently. They always break my heart when they're not 5 stars, and literally the complaint that was on there was she didn't feel important or remembered. You know, she talks about that she was charged $400. Well, she probably was. That's what the service was. But she saw the stylist out at a restaurant or a club, and the stylist didn't remember her. So that triggered her to write a bad review. Isn't that crazy? That's how important we are in their lives. You can read it. It's on there. And sometimes those kind of Yelps are good because you read and go, oh, poor thing. You know, I mean, I'm not mad at her. It's just she wants to be remembered and felt important. So just like Mackenzie was saying, that follow-up within 24 hours to 4 is so important, because if there is something wrong, don't you guarantee your work? Yeah. I mean, you better. And it's better for them to verbally tell you or verbally tell you than it is for them to go to the Yelp page and tell the world. Because remember, we were talking, that's the word of mouth nowadays. So grab it while you can.
Yeah, maybe there is something that they maybe didn't like as much and didn't want to tell you for whatever reason. And if you can get ahead of their unhappiness, I can't think of the word, but if you can get ahead of that, then and fix it before they even have a chance to not only leave you rude, but just be unhappy, you can really fix your mistake, and then you have a loyal client forever. It's just, you can really solidify the relationship.
And just one more hairdresser thing, sorry, is, you know, because we are emotionally connected to these people when you spend 30 to 3 hours with someone, right? You've kind of exchanged body language. Read your client. You know, they might not put it in words, but they'll put it in how their facial expressions are. Or this, the 1 4-letter word that I don't like being used in the salon is called fine. How was your hair? It's fine. It's like, that's like red flag, red flag. So fix fine before fine leaves the salon.
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't even have to do the phone call. And sometimes we're like, oh, maybe she won't notice that it's there was a bleed in there. They notice. Or, you know, and your integrity is there, right? So fix it while you can. Be human. Take responsibility. There's nothing sexier than taking responsibility. And